Hey everybody, welcome back to Movie Cranks. I am Mike, and this guy here next to me is Larry. And tonight we got to see the horror movie VOD, The Wretched. It's a body snatcher style horror movie that's got kind of a creature horror element with like a creature of the woods kind of thing, like a witch that has powers like the ability to take control of people, the ability to like possess their mind, and then to erase people altogether.
This guy, I guess he moves to this town, parents are having problems, moves in with dad. You got one story, which you got the horror story, then you get the family story, which I didn't give a crap about.
Ben was the main character, played by John Paul Howard. John Paul Howard, to me, was the biggest problem in this movie.
Boy, he's a douche nozzle.
Yes.
You said it. We were talking about it during the movie. Like, how can you like this guy? I mean...
It's hard to like him.
You know, he meets this girl, he acts like, oh, I like you, and the next thing you know, he's in the pool trying to get it on with some other girl.
Well, he's a creeper.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
We'd established that because he's constantly watching people through binoculars and spying on people and walking around doing weird things. He's a weird kid. He felt out of place. Like he wasn't the main character, you know?
Yeah,
but yet they focused on him the whole movie.
Yeah, there's times, and I know you even said at one point, you go, oh, thank God we're getting away from him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I think that's the main character, dude.
I was like, oh, good. Now we're going to the real story. I thought he was going to be set up as a character that was going to perish.
At the very beginning, it felt like that.
He's constantly failing. He's failing at everything he does. He fails at helping his dad. He fails at meeting his new girlfriend, which goes to shit. He fails at his job.
Well, to me, that's just part of him being a douche nozzle.
But still, it just makes him unlikable because there's just no redeeming qualities about him.
You working today, idiot?
Yeah.
Piper Curda played his girlfriend, Mal. I believe it was
the love interest.
Yeah, the love interest, Mallory.
We will call here.
She was great. I thought she was real warm. I thought she had a good connection with him as the girlfriend.
Yeah.
But they made her out to be this big part of the movie.
Yeah.
And she was around a lot, but she didn't really have much to do with it.
Yeah, her and her sister actually do play at the end, though.
Yeah, but they barely do anything.
I didn't really care about them.
What are you doing?
It's like a ward. It stops, Who are you texting?
Your dad. Telling him you're at home puking your guts out. He was gonna drive over here, but I told him I'd check on you. You're welcome.
I know you said you kind of liked him. I just like,
Well, I liked her character. I like her. I thought she was an excellent actor. I kind of like the dad.
The dad was probably one of the better aspects of the story.
Yep, Liam.
At the end, what he does, that's part of what I enjoyed. Even though I will say, in the first start of this movie, I was like, is this somebody new that's never acted before? Well, and then all of a sudden, he kind of started growing on you throughout.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. His name's Jameson Jones, and he plays the dad. And he has this. It's kind of interesting because he reminded me of like a dad that's like our age, that's like kind of cool, kind of like, you know, trying to hang out with his son, trying to do right by him, and then at the end he's fighting to keep everyone alive basically and doing the right thing. The bad guy in this, the demon. Let's talk about that for a little bit. I love the way it looked. I loved how they did keep it in the shadows.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't this huge reveal in the daylight or anything.
What you think you see, there's still not much to be seen.
It could have been an alien. Yeah. I mean, it literally had that feel of Alien, the claustrophobia. It's crawling through tunnels underground in this, like, and there's sticks and trees and stuff coming out everywhere. And it had a really claustrophobic feel at the end, and I love the way the monster was. She had a weird kind of noise that she made. And she was dangerous, or he, whatever it was.
The first reveal I thought was real good when it was just like kind of the eyes.
The eyes.
A little bit of a shadow and then gone. I thought they did a good job with that.
Yep.
The actual reveal was
not
pretty
bad.
good. You know, I mean, they don't really show a lot.
No,
and sometimes
effects.
that can be one of the better things. You don't have to see in a horror movie what's actually creating the horror. There's a lot of Fright Night in this where it's basically, or Goosebumps.
Yeah,
you know,
kind of Goosebumps.
Where there's somebody next door.
Yeah.
And he doesn't trust them.
Right.
Almost like the vampire in Fright Night. Except this time he thinks some kind of demons making them forget, and apparently it is, making them forget
who these people are.
Their children, their friends.
And that's a minor spoiler because it's kind of hinted in the trailer. So this witch power, this demon, it takes you after it makes everybody forget about you, apparently. And it like starts hunting down individuals and their families and just picks them off one at a time. Cool concept. Awesome concept. Yeah. But the problem is it feels like it's been done before with like body snatcher movies and It. And it had that same kind of feel.
Yeah, they were going for that whole kind of feel with it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't feeling it because it felt just a little bit on the low budget side.
The story was all broken up.
Yeah.
You had two parts. You had two families, and you wanted to focus on one family. That was the young kid with the crazy mom, and Kevin Bigley playing the crazy stoner dad. I mean, remember The Next Door Neighbor?
Oh.
And Kevin Bigley plays the dad next door, and he's just this happy, jolly, mowing the lawn, singing, and
when he mows the lawn, it looks like me mowing the lawn. That's what I look like.
After he gets turned.
Yeah. But I didn't really understand that whole part. I kind of started zoning out a little bit about halfway through this movie. And then I came back in, to me, for the final act. I thought it started picking up.
Yeah.
That's where, when it gets to the horror and the actual, you get to see the demon, where it's at.
Yes.
You get to see what it actually does, because for a lot of the movie, you don't even understand.
Talk about the middle of the movie. It's just him.
It's boring.
And his
the
dad.
middle of this movie is very just dull and boring.
Well, it becomes like a teenage thing, like hanging out and going to parties.
Well, to me, that was the first third. The first third is kind of like almost something you would see on Netflix or CW.
Like a television show,
It's a bunch of teenagers and they're just partying. Or even MTV, like one of those stupid reality series.
Right. That's what it felt like.
The middle half just kind of gets a little boring. And then the end. It ended pretty good. I enjoyed the actual ending.
Because that's when the horror elements took place.
Yeah.
The middle failed because they focused on mundane details. The kid going to parties, meeting a girl, getting teased, having problems at his job, his dad being disappointed with him, and all this stuff. I didn't care enough.
Yeah, you don't
because I don't care about him.
You didn't care about any of these characters, really.
I can hear you swimming. Marco. Oh no. Hey there, Turtle Dick. A little cold in there, buddy?
Let's be honest. You know that something's going to happen at the end of this movie.
Sequel bait.
That sets up a sequel.
And what's funny is, being a VOD movie, you wouldn't think they'd want to set up a sequel, but this definitely sets up a sequel.
These are cheap. This probably cost $10 million to make.
Well, it's what a lot of horror movies are doing now. They do a little bit independent, because actually the independent horror movies
are doing good.
Right now are doing better than the actual mainstream.
I would say this is better than some of the crap we saw at the beginning of the year. The Turning. I mean, right
way
there.
Better than The Turning.
This was 100 times better than The Turning. And The Turning was this huge, like, we got to go see this big blockbuster horror movie. And it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, this was better than that.
Definitely better than the turning. Better than the rhythm section for sure too.
Yeah.
Which actually isn't a horror movie, just another bad movie.
They did a really good presence. Like, it got dark. It got real, like, the music changed and the wind would kick up and all this stuff would happen.
I will talk about, I thought the music in this was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It sets up the tension.
Yeah.
More than probably what it should be. Sometimes I was like, I feel like I'm watching a better movie than I'm actually watching.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, it does have that polished...
You're a polished turd.
Kind of a turd kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's polished and well filmed. I thought it looked good, sound was good, the music was good. But the problem was the core, the two
Honestly,
separate families.
It was the writing in the middle.
The middle and the characters. They just didn't... They weren't the right ones. It was like the casting was really
I just feel like
poor.
if, because the first third, I felt like a surfer show. I'm like, if you're going to make a surfer show, make a surfer show. If you're going to make a horror, which is the last third, make a horror.
Yeah.
And in the middle, you just kind of get a little mix of both that I felt like a little bit It Follows. Like they were trying to make an It Follows, and they just didn't quite capture what It Follows had.
No, because It Follows was much scarier.
Yeah.
It had a very unsettling bad guy that was even more unsettling than this.
But they were trying to keep the characters feeling real. Unfortunately, the actors weren't good enough to actually accomplish that. But overall, I thought it was an okay movie.
Wasn't bad.
I mean, if you're going to score it, what would you give it?
I mean, the characters in this thing were just not great. I mean, they were B-movie soap opera characters and especially the kid, he drove me crazy. And I'm sorry. I know it's bad to talk about young actors.
Jean-Paul Howard.
Ben.
Jean-Luc Picard, or whatever you want to call him.
Ben just wasn't it. I mean, I didn't like him. I thought I wanted to punch him in the face.
He does have a very punchable face.
You just want to give it a little hit. And because he's just so damn annoying.
Yeah.
But God help them, they tried. I mean, that's the thing. If you took the really good elements of this, the alien elements and the darkness and the claustrophobia and all that and the possession, if you took all that, put it together in a better acted movie, oh my God, it would have been great.
Yeah, I almost feel like maybe they just needed another $1 million on the budget.
Yes, they needed. I admit maybe they did. Maybe they needed better actors. I don't know, but some of them worked, some didn't. I would have to say my final review for this would be a C-.
All right, for me, I'm going to say, like I said, I think they needed probably a couple $1 million more.
It was kind of polished.
It's an indie movie. It sometimes feels indie, but then
Straight to
sometimes
VOD.
kind of go towards like you said, straight to VOD feel.
Mm-hmm.
The first half was just fodder. The middle half kind of gets boring. The third half, like I said, I actually liked. Thought it was great. But the acting, the kid, like you said, oh God, he's the one that really kind of ruined the movie for me as far as
he did bring it down.
I mean, I think if you put the right actors into this part, with the cinematography, with everything that was involved,
if you had a bad boy kid
a lot better
that you believed had problems, like if you had a kid that remember what's his face from T2, what's his name?
Edward Furlong.
If you had Edward Furlong play, like back when he was a kid, play this role, it would have been believable, like a badass kid.
And you know what? Maybe that's what I almost needed.
Yeah,
this needed to be made about 30 years ago.
Yeah, this felt like it should have been in the 90s or 80s.
Back when they actually say this occurred.
Yeah, no, I think that was just the first part. So.
But I think if they'd have made the movie back then, I'd probably been like, oh, this is great. But for now, it was okay. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. But I would give it probably a little bit above average. I mean, I'd say C+.
Okay. Well, that's still good. So, Larry, is there anything else you want to bring up?
That's about it. I mean, like we said, it was a decent movie. It could have had a few things changed, made it better.
What do you got in the works for the rest of the week? I got a Picard review to do.
Oh boy, I guess I could do those two on my own. I was gonna try to get him to do Arkansas tonight, and what was the other one? Oh, the Kelly Gang. He didn't finish watching them. I
couldn't
actually
give a
finished watching them.
shit less.
I actually finished watching them, so I guess I'm gonna have 2 reviews for those.
The Kelly
I've been working
Gang-
on putting together a new set, so I
Yes.
can start making more reviews. So.
It looked good. I will finish Kelly Gang, but I'm not finishing Arkansas. So.
Yeah, at Arkansas, like I told you, what you saw, I actually thought was good, and it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, the first like 20
If you didn't like
minutes.
that, I wouldn't suggest watching Arkansas. So,
Okay.
anyways, guys, I think that's all we got for now. Do us a big favor, hit the subscribe button, help us out, help us get to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and beyond.
That'd be nice.
But until that, cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Yeah.
We'll see you.